To begin, scroll down and toward the bottom of the course menu under Users and Groups, choose Groups. Under the Create button, you'll see three options for creating group sets. Manual Enroll group sets allow you to create a set of groups where you choose which student goes into which group. No matter which type of group set you create, as the instructor, after students have enrolled or been randomly enrolled, you can always go in and change who's in what group and add additional people to groups if needed. Now let's do Create Manual Enroll groups. So I'll call these my manual groups. The first option you're going to see is Group is visible to students. If you choose No, this group won't be visible to the students, but you'll still be able to use some of the other group features in my courses. If you choose Yes, this gives groups that you create a space within your site where they can work together, communicate back and forth with each other, pass files back and forth with each other, and meet with each other privately as groups. Under tool availability, most people will not use blogs, journals, academic materials, content market, or wikis. These tools are better used outside of the Groups tool. Instead, we're going to focus on the tools that could be useful. First is Discussion Board. This allows you to give students in a group a space to privately discuss things as a group. You can create multiple discussion boards so that they can do multiple separate discussions, and they can optionally be graded. Leaving email enabled allows them to quickly and easily email other people in their group. File Exchange provides them with a space where they can upload files in a central area where everyone in the group can access them. Tasks allows them to create tasks and assign them to certain members of the group. This can be helpful if they're working on a big project. And Blackboard Collaborate Ultra gives them a space to meet online live using their cameras and microphones if they need to. Down here under Group Set Options, it's going to ask me how many groups I'd like to create. So I'm going to say 3 and then click Submit. Now here I'm brought to a screen where I can change the name of each group, and if I use the Add Users button, I see a roster of my students and I can pick who I'd like to put into the groups. I can also use the X to remove anybody from a group that I don't want to be there. Once I click Submit, I'll see all of my groups have been created. If I'd like to change the name of the individual groups, I can click the down arrow next to the group set and choose Edit Group Set Membership. Here I can change the names of the groups in the name field. To access a group's area, you can click on the name of the group and you'll be brought to their group homepage. If you'd like to access this group's discussions or this group's files, you can use these links to jump in and do that. So for example, if I click on Group Discussion Board, automatically they get one discussion board to start with, but as the instructor, if I'd like to create additional group discussions, I can click the Create Forum button and follow the steps to create additional forums where they can have separate discussions. Now let's talk about how I can link students to the groups that I've created. Up at the top of a content area, you'll see a Tools option, and then you can choose Groups. I'm going to choose to link to a group or group set, and then I'll see my group sets that I've created here. So if I link to that group and click Next, it allows me to name my link and provide a description. Give some context for this link in the text field, and then click Submit. Now you have a link that looks like this. It's important to create links in content areas to groups or group sets so that students understand what to do with the link that you're giving them. Now when the students come to this page, they'll be able to click onto that link and they will be brought into whichever group homepage they were assigned to. Now to wrap up, let's talk about assignments. The assignment tool can be used to accept student attachments as submissions, but it can also be used to accept group work, where one person submits on behalf of an entire group. If you go to Assessments and then choose Assignment, you can create a name for your assignment, and as you scroll down under Submission Details, you'll see Group Submission as an option. And then you're able to assign this assignment to a particular set of groups. So here I've said this is an assignment for groups 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When students come to submit, only one person from each group will need to do the submission. So if I'm in group 1, I would submit on behalf of me and potentially 4 other people. The point of this feature is to be a time saver. If each of these groups had 5 students in them, that would be 25 individual submissions. But since you only want 5 and you want them all to get the same feedback, setting it up this way allows you to only have to handle 5 of those submissions. I will mention though, as you're grading a group submission, you can, if necessary, override one particular student's grade in a group if needed.